Welcome everybody, RGN qualifier here. Team Acer versus Peter Peter, the winners bracket finals. I'm Laser Jesus. Alongside me today is Hurricane. How you doing?
Doing good, man. We got some great teams lined up here.
And as you said about the odds on this, if you were betting, you would have went with the Swedish because what was the reference?
Betting on the Swedish in a Counter-Strike match is like betting on an Irishman in a drinking contest.
There you have it. So the odds may not be how they shout, but Peter coming into the A bomb site early and already having a nice little advantage. Acer trying to take right away or retake right away with two of their players coming straight in the bomb site. They're not waiting for their teammates. We do have a nice little setup here from Peter, but it's not going to matter. Slap with a smackdown of two of them. Two instant headshots. Now they're going to hop on the bomb. Does Peter have anybody in the site? He's going to be sticking the bomb site, but Slap is going to get a 4K to start off the match. Acer
Wow.
coming into the match huge.
Unreal shots there by Slap. Just absolute pristine accuracy. And, I mean, he was in the position to where he needed to get both of those kills. His teammate was completely committed to that defuse. So if he didn't get those instantaneous flick shots, I mean, Team Acer would probably be saving now. But now they got MP7s. And looks like Peter, because they got that bomb down, they didn't buy that much. Normally you see them this round Tech 9 armor, but just a lot of P250, so we'll probably see some rifles next round.
Yeah, it's probably the idea behind it. But usually you see teams buy a little bit more, even while they're going with the rifles, so it's nice to see them saving almost everything to try to maximize their chances, having as many nades as possible coming into that round. Peter here spread out. And just with P250s, almost favorable in some situations over the Tech 9, giving its accuracy at very far distance range. So for Peter here to be working these angles, it's no surprise they chose P250s.
Yeah, you can get some instantaneous headshots, especially coming out from this fork side. Went playing so carelessly, actually completely exposing himself, gets a kill, but gets traded immediately. Waterfall's in good position, comes out, gets a dink onto Crystal, but Crystal answers right back. Now the CTs know where the bomb is, find the last player, face crack goes down, MP7, $600 in the pocket, and Team Acer coasted.
Yeah, not losing too many people, not so bad, but here comes the second real challenge of the half. And Peter here, of course, going with the AKs. As there's no reason they wouldn't buy on that second unless they were saving up here to go for this one. And let's check the equipment of Acer. They do have an op already, so Slap with a nice read on the situation, getting so much kills on the pistol round, or so many, allowing him to get the op up quickly. And in anticipation of the AKs coming. So I like the play from Slap here, sacrificing some nades to get that op out as soon as possible. But Peter here, set up for the A-take, just waiting for one smoke to dissipate, and they're going to come on through. Here come the initial flashes. They have Waylander boosted up at middle. He's ready. Oh, went in through the wall onto Spiker. And now is this going to prompt Peter to go right in? They're still waiting, and another smoke goes up, and they're going to have to wait again. I mean, Peter, the jig is going to be up by the time they try to take in here.
Yeah, and they already have a player, Slap, in threat, moved over in middle. So there's just not enough pressure for the B players to, just be... any sort of alarm rate. Peter waiting out these smokes. The smoke execute is coming in right now, and threat is already halfway there to the site. A Molotov stops any sort of execute as well, and man, Team Acer playing the CT side like you need to.
Yeah, and still not going in right away. Peter just halted by so many things and already 30 seconds left. Acer, are they going to know what's going on? Still two players in the A site, but now it's a race over towards B as Peter is adjusting, and Acer's going to be in there in time. It's going to be pretty close here, but no, they are stuck in the CT, so any smoke that goes up now, Slap has been smoked up. There's no hole in it. Peter, they do get the frag at the A-bomb as well, but only 15 seconds to try to get this bomb down, and they are now inside of the site. JM getting it down, just Spitfire up, and with 5 seconds remain, they are going to get this bomb down, and the flank comes through eventually. So Peter taking their first round, and Acer there. The rotations were there, just not quick enough on the way back to B.
Yeah, it's just funny how it played out there. Acer just completely stopping Peter's execute about 2 or 3 different times. And then really great play there by Face Crack. Just threw a smoke to cover himself from Highway. And then as soon as, the Team Peter made some sort of sounds at the B site, he went in, had a perfect flank on the threat, and really just finished off that round well for Peter. And they're up 1 round.
Yeah, now already on the save as Acer. They invested so much that last round against Slap with the AWP, and now Peter with a full gun round of their own. Anti-eco situation here. The Russians looking to take things very slowly. Got a player at each wing and then controlling the middle as well as lower. And Waylander with some action over here towards B. He does have a teammate coming through the vent. Not going to need the help, though. Threat goes down inside the checkers. And Peter, with that opening, are just going to go hit the B-bomb site. As FaceCrack gets up closer to the bomb site, he realizes it's not a stack, and then it's pretty safe to make the call for your teammates to come through.
Yeah, I love Team Peter's progressions. They're just such a well-practiced team. Just by observing them, you can tell that like every peak and thing that they do around the map just seems so detail-oriented. People in great positioning, timing seems to be worked out, and you know, I think a lot of their recent success has just been due to how much these guys have been, you know, dedicating themselves to this game. And now you see this team playing on a little bit of the big stage. They've been to a few of these ESL qualifiers. I believe they actually played in the last big major. Didn't do well in the groups, if I'm not mistaken. But still, just to be involved like in that table of the conversation is great for them.
Yeah, and not many teams are successful on their first entrance to a major, and no surprise, but the experience you take away can really help team sticks together and such. But the teams have both already qualified for our Pro Series. This is the qualifier. Winner's bracket of the qualifier, but the top 5 teams are going. But hold that thought. Acer here with some aggression, and they do come out on top, taking down both players at both A and B, the wings of the map for Peter, and now looking to try to still take out this long player, but as Spitfire on the face crack at mid, so kind of a broken round for Peter. Acer hadn't gone with aggression quite like that yet, and now Peter is going to have to adjust in the next coming gun round.
Yeah, great round for Wenton to push up there. They boosted up Waterfalls up middle, and he got a great kill on the slap, but Wenton pushing up A halls, no one to really challenge him, push all the way through, got the player boosted Waterfalls and just brought it right back. So much pressure from that boost, and everyone else on Acer is able to just get some nice you know, fair fights for them one-on-ones, which is exactly what you want on CT. So, and coming out on top so big is a great way to come back into this match, as the money reset has been pretty heavy here. So if they can win out without dying, or without any more people dying, it'd be great. Waterfall's trying to make a fool out of me, picks up one, but one answers right back, and great CT round there by Acer.
Yeah, and it's a huge risk, high reward round as well, because we see certain teams that, you know, have the proclivity to go for those kind of rushes. Normally we see the CT aggression once the CTs are comfortable with their economy, but for Acer to go for that early, it's a pretty dangerous move.
Yeah, but I mean, I like how you're just making it hard for Peter to read now. As you know, you've seen 2 gun rounds, and one of them they were aggressive, which is probably not going to be the norm for them. But you still kind of have to prepare for it. As you see right here, they already made a change. They put Spiker at the door. There was no one door last round, so they're already making adjustments. Peter's a very smart team. So now that they see that there's no push, this is going to be a normal gun round for them. And man, if Peter can get away with a win on this one, resetting the money again for Acer, it's going to be hard for these CTs.
Yeah, not a lot of money stockpiled. So let's see how Peter, they have been thrown off just a bit, because have to adjust to the potential aggression coming in from Acer, but still looking like a pretty default round as everything slows down. And we'll eventually see Peter here, depending on how this goes at A. Oh, get a nice shot onto Crystal, doesn't finish him off though. Leg him down to 17, and Waterfalls misses the second one. He might be able to get out of there, but kind of wounding each other over at the A-bomb site. And I wonder if that's going to prompt everybody to fall back towards B. That looks to be the case here. Spitfire going to rotate in. They're actually leaving A entirely open, so Acer going with the hard read here.
Yeah, and looks like they're doing a great job with it. Peter, just as soon as that A default didn't go their way, they switched right into a mid B split, getting that vent control, and man, so many kills coming out. Went defending this bomb site, picking up a lot of kills here. Ooh, but Spiker gets that trade. Now they have the bomb site, but man, it's not enough time here. Slap picking up a great kill on Waterfalls, and nope, it's not going to be enough time to get this bomb down. Acer is probably going to push in, try to get this kill, and deny Spiker any money, but it looks like he's getting an op and getting away with it. Wow, what a huge takeaway from Peter.
Oh, that was so sneaky, so sly. In the end there, Spiker, it was so chaotic. I think you just forgot to take a look at the time. He only had about 6 seconds when he was coming into the site and still peeked into heaven, so he needed to keep an eye on the clock. But Peter here, they do lose the money reset situation. So now Spiker, the only guy to have a gun and have a decent shot here with his rifle. Acer was peeking pretty aggressively into A last round, so I'm wondering if that's what Spiker was going for. Now that op has been rendered useless for the time being, getting smoked off at lower A, and now kind of leaves Peter in a broken situation. What do they want to try to do? Acer has already been allowed a ton of time to work up mid if they want to. And yeah, we see Slap up here right on the other side, so any mid rush or potential mid boost may be ill-fated. So they boost the opper, and then they all go back to mid entrance. I like this, but then the smoke comes in. They don't have the pop flash. They just got to go in dry, and that's just going to be a killing spree for Slap.
Oh,
He only
and now
takes
that
down
op
two,
is
though.
down.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it's on top of that boost box, so it's going to be completely out of reach there, but it doesn't matter, as Acer just playing a very amoeba-like defense, and what I mean by that is, you know, the term from football is when they set up and no one's really staying in set positions, everyone's just moving around there, and that rotate was just so quick on middle. Peter, it seems like Team Acer has a good read as to how the decision-making of Peter's been, as, you know, they work their defaults, and then as soon as it's just not working, they make the sudden decision to go the other way, and Acer has just had such a great read on rotates so far, and I think it's really just paid the difference.
And now going a little quicker, it seems. Peter not setting up for smokes outside of the main room and grouping up here. And for Acer, no ops on the field for either team. Smoke here at A main. That is going to give Peter a good idea where Crystal is. Pushing into main and throwing that smoke, but here comes the take. Trying to take down Crystal at the forklift. He refuses to go down, and this looks like it's going to be an Acer hold, but now firing back. Peter entering the site. Only got 3 CTs to beat. They can't take down Slap as well as Wenton. Both coming in with the rotate. And Peter there, yeah, just could not get the entries. Crystal just wouldn't go down at the forklift.
Yeah, I think Team Acer just plays CTs too well right now for Peter not to be doing fakes at this point. The CTs have won so many rounds that everyone has Molotovs, and I mean, unless you're getting these grenades out of their hands, every execute you're going to try is just not going to work out. So either go back to working a default and try not to be as readable as, I mean, Peter, that's been maybe the third just straight up A execute we've seen from them out of just 8 rounds. You know, it's very easy to read at this point, and Acer's just been so on top of it.
Well, Waylander does a nice little 1D onto threat over towards the B site, but all of his teammates of Peter are still trying to contest over here at A, where, like you said, they haven't had too much success with these rushes. A little spam through the A main, but don't want to test a rifle in that position. And now Peter just sitting still at A, thinking about faking back. But they're going to be looking at the same amount of numbers pretty much wherever they go at this point.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, that's 3 players against, 2 players essentially at both sides of the map. Spitfire's alone for a little bit. Slap would have to, rotate, but looks like they're just going for it. Slap actually gets taking out great shots there as Spitfire answers right back, and now actually they find another one. Face crack takes down Spitfire. Crystal has a Molotov denying that push-up. Wow, what a great Molotov to isolate Spiker on the left and then pick up Face crack. Pushing through the Molotov, and Crystal picks up a nice 3K there. Really well done with the grenade work, and I'm pretty sure that's pretty much the most impressive part I've seen from Acer is these counter grenades that they've been throwing. It's just been top-notch so far.
Yeah, I agree. Whenever Peter's been trying to take in, there's always been something delaying them for a significant amount of time, and that kind of plays into how fakes may or may not work and develop as well. But now Peter, they do have that op back on the field, going for the boost, but slowing things down once again. And Acer not going for any more aggression since the very early rounds, so Peter's going to have to try to open up somewhere. And let's see how much Acer gives them to work with. They do have so many peeking checkers, but that's really the only angle that Acer's given them to work with. What, Peter trying to come up mid here.
Yeah, and it looks like we got a little middle split, but they didn't really act on it. They just threw the smokes and then walked out. So Acer not really too sure. Slap is just on the opposite end of this the smoke, he actually pushes through, picks up face crack, but his teammate's right there to pick it up and vent. But Threat actually behind the checkers box here. This is such a huge position as they're definitely coming to his site. So if he can play patient enough right here, let Peter just think that there's not anyone there as the execute develops, and then can catch someone, you know, not looking the right way, it could be huge for him. And here comes the execute, lots of footsteps, and he does just that. Takes down one, throws a Molotov to cut off checker, and man, Peter's in a bad spot here. Spitfire picks up another one. Threat trying to move out, but Waterfalls picks him up. Ooh, picks up a second. What an insane shot. And now it's a 2-on-1. And he's going to get the bomb plant down for his teammate in checkers and Wenton in a 1-on-2. And with only a Molotov, which actually could be a pretty huge play here, he needs to use the smoke as best as possible. And he's going to work right past Waterfalls here. Great play here. But Waterfalls kind of savvy to the idea that he might have pushed through there. But he's going right past him. Takes down Spiker. And now Waterfalls in a 1-on-1. And
another. The
what
headshot again.
There.
That's all three with headshots. The way he peeked around the corner, oh my. That second one, right after the first one, wow, that was nasty. Waterfalls. I thought Jimco was the opera, but man, Waterfalls. Oh, that second shot. And after the op nerf and everything, just moving like that, ooh, that's a breath of fresh air. Crystal now trying to match an op of his own. And Peter, with that work, now going to kind of stray away from their default bit and go straight out mid. They know there's no opper here for Acer, so coming up middle early, it's not as dangerous of a play as it would be for what a Molotov flat. Forced to go out of there. Kind of a checkmate move for middle if you're playing sandbags as face crack drops him. So now Peter thinking about going for an A split. They do have fence control as well, so the beauty of when you take middle early like this and get the pick is you kind of you have favorable positions wherever you want to go, unless the CT stack it. But threaten Crystal. The 1.6 duo just doing work here, giving Acer the advantage now. So Peter just trying to peek out from mid and then lose their advantage. So now quick reroute here back over towards the A-bomb site. Crystal with another one, and Peter in another situation where they're trying to take in B. Couple men down. One guy in the site. That's Spitfire. Peeks out on the gym cut. There's the rotate from Threat. And double kill from Crystal as well as Threat. And Acer going up 8-3. I was trying to say the beauty of that position at mid is that, you know, once you get that pick, somebody's going to have to rotate. So either site you hit, it's going to be, you know, favorable. But losing players like that without committing, not so much.
No, not at all. I mean, you broke down the logic behind it, just that. But I mean, if you don't get the kills to follow with it, then the execute's null. So really well done there by Team Acer. Picking up those kills, and great gamble by Crystal, in my opinion, to pick up an op, as that's pretty much what they needed. But great flashbang to start off this B execute. And man, Acer is in the sack here, but man, Slap on that rotate picks up 2 huge kills through that vent. Now it's all up to face crack here, picking it. He got a choice of which gun he wants, as there's a silencer and a M4 right there. But oh my god, an 80 damage grenade, a Molotov at his feet, and he's done. Absolutely cooked in there.
Right. There's a smoke in the way. He's blind. He's burning. And the Acer nades just always come through. And Peter now running out of rounds to try to put some on the board. 9-3. Not looking so good for them coming into the second. And do we know whose map choice this was? I do not.
I'm going to think that it was Peter's, as Acer started on CT.
Yeah, I assume. The second one's going to be Mirage, and third, if we need it, is going to be Overpass. I'm sure some of you will be thrilled, and some of you not so much to see this map if it comes through. But if Acer keeps this up, may not have a use for Cobble. But see Acer here. They are going for some aggression. They've already boosted one guy in the vents. Worried about Peter trying to take up middle again and doing that move on to Slap with a Molotov, but already early damage done to Peter in the form of Crystal's op. And that is over here at the A-bomb site, peeking very aggressively into the A main, and Peter has already lost the position here at A main. So I'm wondering if this is going to force them to adjust back to B. It'd be, you know, kind of obvious in my eyes if they did that.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the benefit of dominating that part of the map. if you get map control and the other team doesn't take it away from you, then that's going to be just that. And here's where Peter's taken away. They took away checkers now, and they're leveraging it into the site. Great pickups by both teams. Actually, Spitfire getting a really lucky Molotov kill there, and Slap on the rotate gets the final headshot. And man, these Acer rotates have just been phenomenal. I think just the fact that pretty much every aggression I've seen from Team Acer, they have pretty much won it and have regressed Peter's default into just where you have to check everything, or they're gonna slip through that crack and mess up that execute. And I think Acer is just making Peter play their game, and it's working wonderful for them here.
Yeah, it certainly is. And now more aggression. Slap feeling himself in middle, always pressuring up. And Peter, if you usually see if only one player is playing mid, the T's will take advantage of that quite a bit, especially if that player doesn't have an op and you can work up multiple locations. We haven't seen Peter really do that. They have taken mid, but I think they got turned off by it because they pushed him mid and they got owned when they tried to peek into the A sites. But even taking control of mid and then falling off, and then hitting a site afterwards could be advantageous. But we do have the take coming on through. Not an optimal buy by any means for Peter.
Oh.
Only getting one frag, losing a couple, and face crack. Makes his way into the site, only for a moment. Acer with another hold, 11-3. But yeah, I don't know why Peter haven't been trying that mid stuff more often.
Yeah, I think that they've just kind of fallen in love with just these straight up executes. And I mean, when you play a lulling kind of offense like that, I just think Peter's just doesn't have any momentum for them. They just don't have they're not moving around getting these kills. And by the time they started working these defaults, I mean, Crystal's had this op punish them for any slow peaks, and it's just a little too late. I'd like to see Peter do something aggressive, or just fake the aggression so these nades get out of the CT's hands and we can go through. But here they go. They're doing the middle stuff just like you asked, and man, Slap is just putting it right into him. 2 big kills there, finally traded out by Spiker. Now they have middle control here. Molotov in the vent prevents any sort of a rotate, and man, Spitfire coming up huge there, picking up the kill and bomb down at A main. Threat on the rotate, gets one, gets 2, and man, Piter absolutely dominated in that first half, 12-3.
12-3, man. This is their map choice. Their CT side better be way better than their T side. It's 12 rounds. That is way too many. And if Acer win the pistol, I mean, that could be it. That's the terrifying thing of going down that many rounds early if you don't win pistol. That can spell the end of the match. But we do have some giveaways here while we're at the halftime. At 1,500 followers here on Azubu, we'll be giving away a USP Orion. So if you haven't made an account, all you got to do is that and click the follow button, and you are registered for that. And all the following ones coming up as well. Also, our CEO, David, is giving away an M4 Asimov when he reaches his Twitter goal of 3,000. I believe he's really close, so all you have to do is find that, retweet that, be following him at RGN David, us at GoRGNTV, and you are entered. But for the second map, we are going to have Mirage, which theoretically should be Acer's pick. Again, we're not too sure, but if Peter, this is their map choice, then obviously Mirage would be Acer's. But here, based upon what we're seeing, I hope Peter's T side on Mirage is a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm not too sure how it's going to work out. I mean, this was their map pick. I mean, you want to think that they would have pretty much the best game plan going in, or maybe they just know that Acer stinks at this map. But it looks like they've worked on it if that's the case. So I'm not sure how it'll play out. I did look up the picks. Peter actually did pick Cash, and then Acer's pick is Mirage. And I think I have to side with Acer on that map. Going into it, thinking about just how Mirage is played, I just think it favors teams who have really great game plans, and I think Threat, that's one of the defining, qualities of Threat's Counter-Strike team. He's the in-game leader for Team Acer. These game plans going in are just very well thought out, and you can tell how well read Peter was that entire first half, and I'd like to think that that trend probably would continue unless Peter can finally get some rounds strung together and play a little bit more unpredictable.
Yeah, I guess I upon thinking about it, Mirage, yeah, favoring Acer as well. If they could continue to throw nades the way they are, like the counters especially, coming into the A bomb site, you got the balcony, you got the site boxes, sandwich, stairs, all those angles to flash off of, and the way they're holding A quite nicely. Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough for Peter here, but getting a little ahead of ourselves. Peter still have a bit of a chance if they could win a pistol round. Acer, 4 players towards A, a couple players coming up into the main, just opening up into a bit of a default here. Did they off the boost? Looks like they are getting back up there, dodging the nade. And eventually, looks like Acer wants to come back and hit this A-bomb site, setting up for the smoke. Oh, what a shot by Crystal. That's mid with the op. You can't allow that if your waterfalls. That's not the right weapon for that, but gets it anyways. Oh, and now the mid bus comes through. I thought it was going to be A main, but they're splitting, leaving the bomb only in short. If the bomb goes down, and it does, now Spiker, he could kind of delay for his teammates. He's just got to stay alive, but he's taking a really aggressive angle. I would have preferred him to fall back. What a nice little flick by Spiker, but he's going to go down anyways. Still trying to come into the site is Acer. They haven't got the bomb down just yet. Crystal's rushing the player in spawn at a headshot angle. This might not go his way if Crystal goes down. This might go for the CTs. Oh, Jim cut. Now the flank comes through. Waylander as well. Only Spitfire left. Taking this fight, and the CT gets the one-on-one here. Peter is going to decide if they have a chance. Wait, they're going up on the box, but Spitfire knows. 13-3. Acer take Peter's only chance away.
I mean, how confident can you be if you're in Spitfire's position? 1-on-2. Teammates probably called that both players are low, and you have armor and a Tech 9, man? That's pretty insane. So done. Well done there by Spitfire, and man, the train keeps on rolling. 13-3.
13-3. Peter here. This is an obvious force buy for them. And they do have an op or scout at middle? No, the scout is playing over towards B, and Acer bringing the muscle towards this A site. They're just banking on it, not going to be a stack. They're just going to go in dry. I like this take from them. It's going to be real hard for Peter to stop this. Not having any time to go for counter flashes. Oh, they're carpet bombing the bomb site. Molotovs everywhere. Peter not flushed out of position though. Spiker and Face Crack in the back finds some angles to work with, and they go to town. That's 4 frags to 1, and now Spiker with an additional man to beat in the 1 versus 3 here. Thinking about falling back. One member already there for Peter, and he has the dig, and he's gonna finish the kill. So Peter, bring it right back. They do have another chance.
Yeah, great gamble by them. I loved how Peter played that execute. As you mentioned, they were carpet bombed by Molotovs and grenades, but Peter, instead of waiting for Team Acer to come through those smokes, actually got in their face or just got in the little holes of the smokes to get into certain fights and pretty much won every single one of them outright. Great 5-7 work by everyone on the squad, and Acer completely economically decimated, but they're coming right back to A actually with Tech 9s. Looks like it's just going to be a smoke execute. And probably not going to do any dilly-dallying with Molotovs over the sight box or anything like that. They're going to try to get in their face.
Right. Maybe the Molotovs kind of hurt them there. Because if the Molotovs doesn't flush them out of position, it gives you an inkling that it might be clear. But hold that thought. Here they come into the bomb site. Waterfall sticking with the scout. Acer trying to overwhelm. They're getting the bomb down in the sneaky spot on the other side of the site in the smoke. So they do get the bomb down. Threader, they actually have a lot of numbers. They're actually at an advantage here. So after they get the bomb down to a 2 versus 2 now. Trying to come up connector quickly. Nice little pop flash. Doesn't do enough damage or flash him enough. So Crystal, 2 men up. He has a nice angle on the bomb. They're going to smoke fake it. And they're going to take him down anyways. Nice little play on the end by Peter. Flashing him, smoking it off, realizing that he has to peek wide, sending a player all the way around to quad. I like it. But the question I was going to ask you at the beginning of the round was, do you favor Acer's force buy in that situation, given that they have so many rounds to work with? Would you have rather them saved?
I think so. I mean, I don't think you're in a very good, precarious or bad position where you need to gamble like that. I mean, Tech 9 is pretty overpowered, but I don't know. It depends on the execute. I thought the strategy selection was great for what you bought, but in terms of what's better, a full gun buy or a Tech 9 buy, gun buy without question.
And now I see Acer try to come into the B-bomb site and meet their demise. Getting no frag. Okay, so that puts one up. Better than none. So losing just a little bit of money is Peter. But now here comes another buy. They got the bomb down 2 rounds ago. So it is going to allow them a good amount of change here. We'll see where they want to go. No ops, but if I'm Acer here, that A-bomb site looked a little suspect.
Yeah, I mean, the executes have actually been working pretty well, except for, that eco round where they just lost fights, which, I think you could scratch that as, just people not making the shots. But, I mean, the executes have looked good. They've gotten the bomb down for, I think, both of them. So, it's successful. If you can get the bomb down, that means you're doing something right on Terra's side. You just need to fix the mid game. And
here they come, but Peter, realizing Acer might come here again, they got the up-down stack, but the flashes are nice, and they take down both of them at the forklift, leaving only one up. That's Waterfalls at the quad. He doesn't have the right gun for this, though. He has the AWP, and they get the bomb down. If Waterfalls stays alive and Acer doesn't take quad, oh wow, what a reaction by Waterfalls. He's still up, but one of his teammates is traded. Skips the second one as well. This man with 4 HP is going huge with the AWP. And now 2 Acer members up, and this isn't the best angle for them. They're both stuck at highway here, and they might know it. Slap peeks out. Oh my god, Waterfalls is still alive. He hits the diffuser though, so now Waterfalls has to go for Pete. Coming up, 4 HP. He got to the fire. He got a little bit too close. I was worried for him for that, but Acer take the round, and now Peter. Yeah, they got a decent amount of money.
Isn't it beautiful to watch a great offense work like that? I mean, Team Acer coming in with it. I think the 3rd different A execute that I've seen from them, which was just absolutely beautifully done. They actually, instead of smoking off highway, left it open, but threw a smoke a little bit farther so it blocks off the truck still, and then smoked off quad, completely isolating Waterfalls there, and then planning for that middle setup. Great job there by Acer, and I love the different looks that they're giving them.
Yeah, not to mention the flashbangs that they threw, because they had a player stacked on top of forklift and below forklift, and they both were entirely white screen. But here we go, another A take coming in from Acer. Peter have 2 numbers here this time. Not enough. Last time they had 3 and they still couldn't hold it. One of them goes down early. Face track in the bomb site, left all alone, and he falls. So now Peter here, 3-on-3, trying to retake. The bomb has not been planted yet, but they are rotating pretty quickly. Waterfalls jumping on top of the E-box, looking for the planter. Can't find them. Bomb has been planted, and now left to set up safely. Waterfalls, real aggressive at the forklift. Spots one, takes him out. Now Slap remains 1-on-3. Spams down the first one with a nice little headshot. Jimka and Waylander to beat. Peeks around the corner. Jimka gets the kill. And Peter staying alive here, 14-7. Bringing it back a bit. And Acer with the bomb plan. Yeah, they have a decent amount of money, but they should probably save.
Yeah, and they just had their money reset, the CTs, so this is a great round to maybe jump on. I actually wouldn't be surprised if they go for a Tech 9 buys, pretty much be dunking on the competition, so to speak, and just they'd just be completely decimated for that last round. But looks like they're following a little bit of your advice and going for a very light buy here. Only 1 player with armor, smoke flashes, and then everyone else with P250 or Glocks, so they're going very, very cheap this round, trying to get a gun round execute on the next one.
Looks like they're going to lead the charge with Wenton with some armor. Oh, never mind. Thought that was the plan, but Slap, or who's his teammate there? Spitfire has other plans, and they might just run straight through this smoke. Here they come. The rotate's a little distance away. The setup for Peter. 2 inside the site. Psyker starts it off, so quickly traded, and face crack goes down too, so now Acer might have some rifles to work with, but Waterfalls gets there in time to save the day. But he is dropped. A Crystal. Not going for the bomb plant. Okay, he's going for the bomb plant. So he has 2 men up. The fire burns them, and just enough for Waylander to come around. So Acer, they do get the bomb down, and for the amount of money they spent, that's exactly what they wanted.
Absolutely. I mean, they killed 3 players, man. Each of them had a rifle, their own armor, diffuser. What is that? About like $5,500 worth of equipment or something like that. Great eco by Team Acer, keeping that money nice and low for Peters. And now they have a full gun round execute. Everyone on the terrace have a Molotov except for Spitfire, so they're going to be able to do whatever set strategy they feel like. And if they can get this win, I mean, Peter's going to be such a bad economic position just because of how many kills they got in that eco.
So Peter looking to adjust and catch Acer doing the same. This is the first time we've seen Peter do this sort of mid-aggression where they have 3 up here, playing really passively. And this is a pretty big gamble, considering how often Acer has been hitting the A-bomb site. They're now thinking Acer is going to try something else. So far, they are correct. So the B-bomb site rotate is going to be really quick. But they only have 1 guy inside the site for Peter. So if he goes down, Acer can focus a lot of their attention on the rotate coming through. But early battle at the B. Trade some damage. Now trying to come out middle. There's so many CTs here, but they all go down. How did that happen? Acer with a nice A take. And now with access to the A bomb site, they're coming in and Slap. If he comes into the site, realizes nobody's there, Acer's going to get in before Peter have a chance to catch anybody on the rotate. But Spiker comes through connector. Gets the first one. Now it's a race to the A site. Won by Acer. Spiker had a little bit of a chance to take some players out trying to get into the site, but he did cut the numbers down by 1. And now he's getting real aggressive, trying to come in through the forklift. His teammate in the back, coming out by the truck, sitting on top of the forklift is Crystal, and he trades 1. Not too bad, but Spiker in the site, tapping the bomb, realizes there's 1 quad, but they ran out of bullets or somebody gets the kill, swaps out to the dead man's AK, and now Spitfire, last guy up. Spiker hopping on the bomb. Spitfire got to play a little ring around the Rosie. They're peeking back and forth, and Spitfire knows he's not on the bomb. Good position right there by Spitfire. And Acer take another one, and that was a close one.
Yeah, it really was. I wonder if that was just Spitfire having the courage to, call out Peter's bluff on not peeking that defuse, or if Threat's dead cam was still up. Kill cam was still up, and he just called that it was a fake. Anyway, how that round played out, so well done by Acer. The nice little surprise, boosting 2 players up, but having them completely concealed, putting pressure on B, making a lot of distraction, then those players coming up from boost instantaneously, picking off those rotating CTs, and then they just swing right back to A. What a great strategy.
Yeah, I love it from Acer, and everything pointed to Peter that round. They had the stack, they had the setup, and Acer just with brilliance executed in their takes. And they're going to be starting likely on the T side of Mirage next map as well. So I don't see their momentum stopping at all. Peter's going to have to put a stop to it at some time. Otherwise, they will be sent down to the lower bracket. And Acer here, working up towards A. They always have member at the Sunshine area, so he's just going to be working up slowly. Now with another A take. They're just hammering away at A over and over again. And Peter now with 2 players up. Already 1 down, 2 players up inside the A site. They do start off with 1, but look at this. Acer there. So swift with the trades. Waterfall. Wow, gets 2 from the connector. Okay, but that's not enough, even with that. And now 1-on-2 with Waylander. He's got to do this to keep him alive. Acer could put it away right here, taking the fight at middle, 1-on-1, and it's won by Crystal, 16-8. Peter